What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and the Red Sox have officially won their second series in a row. They officially beat the Astros 2-3 after a dominant performance last night, and right now the Red Sox are firing on all cylinders on both sides of the ball, which is a fantastic sign, especially because I think we could all agree if the Red Sox stayed cold throughout this first couple of months of May, the season would be in real jeopardy. Thankfully, it's not, but the question remains the same, is whether or not the Red Sox are able to keep this success going in the long term, and whether or not we as Red Sox fans and the Red Sox themselves can officially say that the team we know and love and knew were in there the entire time are back. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about whether or not the Red Sox are back, and we can officially say that. We're also going to go over the entirety of this Astros series, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But before I get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys are hitting that like button on these videos as well. If you're new here or newly subscribed, liking these videos are the best way to help this channel out, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. So normally what I do in these recap videos is I sort of lump the offense and the pitching together, and we do it as a whole for the entire series, but there was so much that happened in this Astros series. I actually think it's a better idea to go through this game by game, so that's what we're going to do. And we're going to start with game one, where Garrett Whitlock took the mound and went 5 innings and allowed 2 earned runs. Now that is not a terrible stat line at all, and I'm really liking the progress that Garrett Whitlock is making on the mound as a starting pitcher. He had a couple of bumps in the road, and he's certainly not back to his full 1 ERA form. That slider definitely still needs work, but he's slowly becoming a genuine starting pitcher for this Red Sox team. Would I rather have him in the bullpen right now? 100%, but it's also good to see him perform well as a starting pitcher in this rotation too. As for the offense, this was a fantastic game for the offense. Alex Verdugo had an RBI something. I have no idea what to call this. I think they ended up scoring in an error, but in my opinion, it looks more like a single, so I have no idea what this was. Franchy Cordero scores on a pass ball, and Franchy's an underrated part of this Red Sox team right now. He's getting on base, he's taking walks, hitting doubles, hitting singles, and most importantly, he's manufacturing runs, which is exactly what this Red Sox team needed if it was going to turn itself around. We also saw Trevor Story's first home run in Fenway Park on the first game of this series. It was an absolute shot, and right now Trevor Story's hitting above 250 in the month of May, which is exactly right around where we need him to sit to be a productive member of this team, and it's exactly what the Red Sox needed, and it's honestly what Trevor Story needed to get his confidence up, get him going at the plate, and this Red Sox can do great things. JD Martinez, who in my opinion is the hottest hitter in baseball right now, also had an RBI double in this game. He continues to swing a hot bat, and Xander Bogaerts had the nail in the coffin in this game, a 2-run shot, and he's been doing things right now that make me want to scream, because I know that the Red Sox should make this guy a Red Sox for life, and there's a possibility that at the end of this season, all of these things that we see Xander do on a day-to-day basis will be gone, but at the same time, it's also making me appreciate everything Xander does a little bit more. As for the bullpen in this game, there's really not much to talk about, which is good news. Everyone in this bullpen who came out in this game did their job well. Even Matt Barnes only let up 1 run, which for Matt Barnes, it's pretty good. Moving on to game 2, it happened. Evaldi imploded. We all know what happened. Do you really want me to recap this game? I didn't think so, but I will show the Rafael Devers home run to lead off the game, which was an absolute tank, and of course JD Martinez's 2-run shot as well, because we can't forget about JD, because even when the Red Sox suck, JD Martinez and Rafael Devers simply don't. And finally, game 3, where we have to start with Nick Pivetta. After letting up a leadoff home run to Jose Altuve in this game, went on to only allow 1 other hit in the entirety of the game. He threw the first complete game for the Red Sox since 2019 when Chris Sale did it against the Royals. If anyone is officially back on this Red Sox team, it's Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta is officially back to Nicky Smooches. He's doing super well, and it's fantastic to see for the Red Sox, and we'll talk about why it's important in a second. Obviously, there was no bullpen, so we don't need to recap that, and the offense continues to be great. Rafael Devers was a couple of hits off of the cycle last night. He had a double and a triple. One of the doubles was an RBI. Bogaerts hits another monster shot, and if Xander Bogaerts can add continuous power to his contact ability right now, he is in the conversation for top 5 hitters in all of baseball. He was already kind of close to that before this last series, but the fact that he's adding power to this is definitely now making him an easy candidate for a top 5 hitter in baseball. And Kike and Vasquez both had RBI singles, which is huge for this Red Sox team to have the bottom half of this order finally finally producing runs. So this leads me to the ultimate question. The title of this video, are the Red Sox back? And I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to be the reason that this Red Sox team loses the next 11 out of 12 or something crazy like that. I'm not going to be the jinx. But what I will say is that this is the first couple of series highlight videos that we have done where I'm not just strictly talking about JD, Rafi, and Xander. And that's big news. We talked about Franchi in this video. We talked about Kike. We talked about Vasquez, Story, Verdugo. We've talked about a ton of these guys that we haven't been talking about before, and that could be something special for this team. We talked about how the pitching was pretty dominant against an Astros team that was the hottest team in all of baseball coming into this series. They won a series against the hottest team in all of baseball at that time. That is something special. On top of that, looking forward throughout this month, you've got Seattle, you've got the White Sox, who are about the same right now as you guys, right? So it could go either way. But then you've got the Athletics, you've got the Baltimore Orioles, you've got the Cincinnati Reds. You have a serious chance at making a dent here. So to answer the question without answering the question of whether or not the Red Sox are back, good things are ahead of this team. I can feel it. You can feel it. At this point, you guys should be really, really excited about this team. And the fact that they are only 5 games out of a wild card spot, that's not an impossible feat to do at all. This team is still very much in contention for that 3rd wildcard spot. So let's see where this team goes before we fully answer that question. I want to at least have some sense of security before I answer that and not be a jinx. But this could also easily go the complete other way, where we see this bright spot in the season and then they go right back to what they were before. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm not betting on that. I'm very excited to watch this team play for the next month, and you guys should be too. Let me know what your thoughts are down below on this Astros series, what your thoughts are on whether or not the Red Sox are back. Do you think they can sustain this success for a long period of time? Let me know all your thoughts down below. As always, if you've made it to the end of this video, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like I said, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys are hitting the like button on this video as well. Again, it is the best way to help this channel out, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the next one.